You're watching Rurouni K95's movie review on The Silence of the Lambs. Hi, Ruronis. This is your pal, Rurouni K95 here, and we're going to do another movie review. And today, because I'm going to have to cover up a American neo-noir psychological thriller horror film, which is the movie I'm going to be reviewing, which is The Silence of the Lambs. So before we get into our review on The Silence of the Lambs, it was released on January 30th, 1991 in New York City until it was released a month later, February 14th, 1991 in the United States of America. So we did feature a newest movie review instead of the prequels like Hannibal as well as other prequels like Red Dragon or Hannibal Rising. No, I'm talking about The Silence of the Lambs. So let's start with our review on The Silence of the Lambs. FBI trainee Clarice Starling is pulled from her training at the FBI Academy in Quantico, Virginia by Jack Crawford of the Bureau's Behavioral Science Unit. He assigns her to interview Hannibal Lecter, a former psychiatrist and an created cannibalistic serial killer whose insight might prove useful in the pursuit of a psychopath serial killer nicknamed Buffalo Bill, who kills young women and then removes the skin from their bodies. Starling travels to the Baltimore State Hospital for the Criminally Insane, where she is led by Derek Chilton to Lecter's solitary quarters. Although initially pleasant and courteous, Lecter grows impatient with Starling's attempts at dissecting him and rebuffs her as she's leaving. One of the prisoner flicks the semen at her. Lecter, who considers this act unspeakably ugly, calls Starling back and tells her to seek out an old patient of his. This leads her to the storage shed where she discovers a man's severe head with a sphinx moth lodged in its throat. She returns to Lecter, who tells her that the man is linked to Buffalo Bill. He offers to profile Buffalo Bill on the condition that he must maybe transferred away from Chilton, whom he detests. Buffalo Bill abducts Senator's daughter, Catherine Martin. Crawford authorizes Starling to offer Lecter a fake deal, promising a prison transfer if he provides information that helps them find Buffalo Bill and rescue Catherine. Instead, Lecter demands a quid pro quo from Starling, offering clues about Buffalo Bill in exchange for personal information. Starling tells Lecter about the murder of her father when she was 10 years old. Chilton secretly records the conversation and reveals Starling's deceit before offering Lecter a deal of Chilton's own making. Lecter agrees and is flown to Memphis, where he verbally torments Senator Ruth Martin and gives her misleading information on Buffalo Bill, including the name Louis Friend. Starling notices that Louis Friend, is an anagram of an iron sulfide fool's gold. She visits Lecter, who is now being held in a cage-like cell in a Tennessee courthouse, and asks for the truth. Lecter tells that all the information she needs is contained in the case file. Rather than give her the real name, he insists that they continue their quid pro quo, and she recounts her traumatic childhood in this incident where she was awakened by the sound of spring lambs being slaughtered on a relative's farm in Montana. Starling admits that she still sometimes wakes thinking she can hear lambs screaming. And Lecter speculates that she is motivated To save Catherine in hope that it will end the nightmares, Lecter gives her back the case files on Buffalo Bill. After their conversation is interrupted by Chilton and the police, who escort her from the building. Later that evening, Lecter kills his guards, escapes from his cell, and disappears. Starling analyzes Lecter's annotations to the case files and realizes that Buffalo Bill knew his first victim personally. Starling travels to the victim's hometown and discovers that Buffalo Bill was a tailor with dresses and dress patterns identical to the patches of his skin removed from each of his victims. She telephones Crawford to inform him that Buffalo Bill is trying to form a woman's suit out of real skin, but Crawford is already en route to make an arrest, having cross-referenced Lecter's notes with the hospital archives and finding a transsexual woman named Jane Gumb, who once applied unsuccessfully for a sex change operation. Starling continues interviewing friends of Buffalo Bill's first victim in Ohio, while Crawford leads an FBI HR team to Gumb's address in Illinois. The house in Illinois is empty, and Starling is led to the house of Jack Gordon, whom she realizes is actually Jane Gumb again. By finding a Sphinx moth, she pursues him into his multi-room basement, where she discovers that Catherine is still alive, but trapped in a drying well. After turning off the basement lights, Gumb stalks Starling in the dark with night vision goggles, but gives his position away when he cocks his revolver. Starling reacts just in time and fires all of her rounds, killing Gumb. Sometime later at the FBI Academy graduation party, Starling receives a phone call from Lecter, who is at an airport in Bimini, and he assures that he does not plan to pursue her and asks her to return the favor, which she says she cannot do. Lecter then hangs up the phone, saying he is having an old friend for dinner, and starts following a newly arrived Chilton before disappearing into the crowd. So that's my review on The Silence of the Lambs. This movie features Jodie Foster, Anthony Hopkins, Scott Glenn, Ted Levine, Anthony Held, Brooke Smith, Diane Baker, Cassie Lemons, Frankie Faison, and Tracy Walter, and Charles Napier as Lieutenant Boyle, because you may remember Charles Napier, who provided the Hulk roars for half of season 2 of the Incredible Hulk with Bill Bixby and Lou Ferrigno, as well as he did Hulk roars in seasons 3, 4, and 5 of the Incredible Hulk TV series with Bill Bixby and Lou Ferrigno, and he also appeared in The Incredible Hulk Returns. Forgot about that. The production of The Silence of the Lambs is based on Thomas Harris's 1988 novel in the same, because it's based on the novel in the same name by Thomas Harris, and is the second film to feature Hannibal Lecter, following the 1986 film Manhunter. Prior to the novel's release, Orion Pictures partnered with Gene Hackman to bring the novel to the big screen, with Hackman setly to direct and possibly star in the role of Crawford. Negotiations were made to split the $500,000 cost for the rights between Hackman and the studio. In addition, securing the rights to the novel, producers had acquired the rights to the name Hannibal Lecter, which were owned by Manhunter producer Dino De Laurentiis, owning a financial failure of the earlier film. De Laurentiis lent the character rights to Orion Pictures for free. So, Jodie Foster was interested in playing the role of Clarice Starling immediately after reading the novel. However, in spite of the fact that Foster had just won an Academy Award for her performance, The Accused, Demi was not convinced that she was right for the part. Having just collaborated on Married to the Mob, Demi's first appearance offered the role of Starling was Michelle Pfeiffer, who turned it down, later saying it was a difficult decision, but I got nervous about the subject matter. Still not convinced, he went to Meg Ryan, who rejected it as well, for its gruesome themes, and then to Laura Dern from Jurassic Park, of whom the studio was skeptical as not being bankable choice. As a result, Foster was awarded the role due to her passion towards the character. Yeah, so that's my review on. So the filming on The Silence of the Lambs began on November 15th, 1989, and it was concluded on the 1st of March in 1990. Filming primarily took place in and around Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, with scenes shot nearby northern West Virginia. The home of Buffalo Bill, used for the exterior scenes, was used in Layton, Pennsylvania. And even the scenes that was freaky as hell that I saw in The Silence of the Lambs was the Goodbye Horses scene in Silence of the Lambs, because that part was freaky as heck. I found, when the guy was stripping and all into the song Goodbye Horses, that was freaky as hell. That's why. But I knew that Jodie Foster claims that. Oh yeah, in preparation for his role, Sir Anthony Hopkins studied files with serial killers. He also visited prisons and studied convicted murderers, and was present during some court hearings concerning gruesome murderers and serial killings. With 24 minutes and 52 seconds on screen time, Sir Anthony Hopkins' performance in this film was the second shortest to ever win an Academy Award for Best Actor in the leading role, with David Niven in Separate Tables beating him at 23 minutes and 39 seconds. One of the inspirations from whom Sir Anthony Hopkins borrowed for his interpretation of Dr. Hannibal Lecter was a friend of his in London who rarely blinked when speaking, which unnerved anyone around him. After Lecter was moved from Baltimore, the plan was to dress him in a yellow or orange jumpsuit. Sir Anthony Hopkins convinced the director Jonathan Demme and costume designer Colleen Atwood that the character would seem more clinical and unsettling if he was dressed in pure white. Hopkins has since said he got the idea from his fear of dentists. The production received full cooperation from the FBI, as they saw it as a potential recruiting tool to hire more female agents. Director Jonathan Demme was convinced that Jodie Foster would be the perfect first Clarice Starling when he saw her purposefully walk down a corridor to meet him, and he liked her air of determination. Sir Anthony Hopkins and Jodie Foster only share 4 scenes throughout the course of the movie. The movie surpassed its budget in its first week of release. So that's going to be it for my movie review on The Silence of the Lambs. Thank you for watching. Before we go, here's my quick thoughts on The Silence of the Lambs. This is my first time I get to do even though I have been reviewing some movies, I get to do a review on The Silence of the Lambs for the first time. Hope subscribe for content. My anime plan link in the description down below. You can share this video on your Twitter and Facebook if you have a Twitter and Facebook account. Please leave me a comment on this video of what movie should I review next, because I finished reviewing The Silence of the Lambs. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up by clicking the like button on this video. Please subscribe to my channel, RuRoniK95. Feel free to join my channel as well. Click on my notifications bell button. Check out my other previous videos that I uploaded as well. Like, subscribe, favorite, comment, share social media pages on Facebook, Twitter, etc. Please subscribe to my channel, RuRoniK95. Feel free to join my channel. Please give this video a thumbs up by clicking the like button. Click on my notifications bell button. Check out my other previous videos uploaded as well. And that's all I have to say, because I finally get to do another movie review. This is RuRoniK95 saying thank you for watching my movie review on The Silence of the Lambs. I'm glad you liked it. I hope you enjoy it. Hope to see you soon, and have a great day. This is RuRoniK95 signing off, and thank you for watching my movie review on The Silence of the Lambs.